Today marks the official start of season 2 of The Carry Unplugged. Today we have a special guest, a very, very special guest. He is no stranger to the spotlight. He's a journalist, a former 284 Media nightly news anchor, and reporter. He's a mentor, father, son, brother, and a whole lot more. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Ronn Grant. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for staying with us. So, Ron, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good, Dakari. How are you?
I'm well. I'm well. I just before we even get into it, I just want to give you your flowers. That's one of my favorite things, giving people their flowers while they're still alive. Because to be fair, you are one of the main reasons as to why I created the Carry Unplugged. Really and truly, like it's an
Really?
honor having you here to start off season 2. Yeah, I just want to give you your flowers. You are an amazing person, amazing mentor, man. I have nothing bad to say about you, Ron.
I appreciate that. Yeah,
Oh.
I appreciate that. Thank you for having me, and greetings to, of course, your amazing viewers, people who've been supporting you and following you. Of course, I watch your podcast as well. And before you get into the interview, the same way that you give me my flowers, as I've said to you before, keep doing the damn thing.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. So, for the viewers who may not know you, or even for the viewers who think they know you,
Hmm.
who is Ron Grant?
I like how you said that because a lot of people think they know me, but they really don't.
Mm.
And I like to say that I was born and raised in Boggles Bay. Born and raised Virgin Islander.
Mm.
I come from a very rich Caribbean heritage. Parents being born from St. Kitts and Nevis, having migrated here, and having migrated here, me being born here, and being born into a very rich history and heritage of the Virgin Islands and calling it my home. So Ron is he's a father, a friend, a husband. He's a son. Outside of what you see or what persons might see, I just I just chill.
You're just a chill guy.
Yeah, I'm very unassuming
Mm.
and very unbothered most times. I take my craft seriously, but I take everything I do seriously. But most times I'm just chill.
I feel you.
Yeah, a love of life, a island boy to the root,
Mm.
like to the core. Like I love the islands. A beach guy, a beach bum. I love local food, local drinks. Yeah, just a love of life and a give of all things that are, I would consider pleasant.
Mm. I like that. I like that. He's an island. He's an island boy at heart,
Yeah.
guys. Island boy at heart. Most people know you for being a media personality, a news reporter, journalist. At what age would you say you made that big decision to be like, hey, I want to be in front of the camera?
So that's a really good question, and I'd preface this by saying I always knew that I wanted to be in film and television.
Mm.
So I went to Enid Scotland pre-primary school. I went to Alta Scotland primary school, and I actually saw a teacher of mine at my son's BDO, the opening of the BDO league recently.
Yeah.
My son is into football, and one of my pre-primary school teachers was like, "Oh, I had to talk to you about this because I realized that you had a talent, and the talent was singing." So in it, Scotland pre-primary school, my first introduction to public anything was they gave me a solo, and I sang the song. It was a Kirk Franklin song, and I hate the fact that I'm not remembering it now, but it was a Kirk Franklin song, and we were at a spring concert or some sort, and something happened technical difficulties, so I had to restart the song. Cool, no problem. It might have been a weekday, but the next day, it was a Saturday or Sunday morning, and ZBVI radio was playing that like on repeat. And I remember my godmother calling me, my mom and dad waking me up like, it's on TV, like it's on the radio, like
Yeah.
your song is playing on the radio.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, cool. And that was really the chronicling of my journey of just being in a space where I was comfortable and confident enough to share my gift and talent with the world.
Gotcha.
And growing up, I always felt like Broadway was the thing, you know, because I liked the idea of singing and acting. And having been exposed to that, Mrs. Janice George Harris, one of my mentors, my theater arts teacher at the Elmore Stout High School, but the then BVI High School, she really got me into that. And she was also one of my teachers at Aldous Catholic Primary School. So I got into that creative space generally.
Really early.
Fast rewind, my dad is a musician. But the funny thing is, I don't play any instruments. I've never been inclined. I don't play any instruments. I don't. Give me the mic and I cool. I could write, I could sing, and we good. Having graduated from the then BVI High School and then working for a little bit, I spent some time at HLSCC and I really didn't like it. I didn't care for it. At that time I was studying human services. I worked for a little bit within the private sector, the financial services industry, and then I'd say about two years after, I felt the calling to go and study. And I never forget, this is a story that I hold dear to my heart, Dakari, because I was scheduled to leave for San Francisco about 2 weeks out. And I'm sitting in a car and I'm having a conversation with one of my mentors, one of my the most important people in my life. And he says to me, he was like, you know, Ron, this TV business don't make no sense. You gotta find something else to do. You could try economics, you could study law, he said, economics or law. But this TV thing you're doing, it make no sense. You're gonna be tired, you're gonna make no money, and be frustrated. And I was so aggravated. I mean, I was pissed TF off.
And this was one of your...
Can we say this?
No, you
Okay,
can.
yeah.
You can.
I was pissed off. Like, I was pissed the fuck off.
Wow.
Right?
And wait, before you go, sorry to interrupt. This was someone that you like.
We gonna get to who it is, right? Yeah.
Okay. It's unplugged, guys. It's unplugged.
Yeah, it's unplugged, right? But respectfully so, he was sharing it from a different perspective, an older generation, with his utmost sincerity. And I don't know if you have the time, but we're gonna get into all of this, Dakari, because he was generally just giving me what he knew from his generation. And so I left the Virgin Islands in 2008 and I went to San Francisco. And I'll tell you this, the single reason that I decided to choose the school, depending on where I ended up, was two things. The school accepted me and it was really far from home. That was it. There was nothing else that was determining where I chose. My parents paid for my college education. I didn't go on a government scholarship. While they may not have necessarily, well, I given it out. The person that told me that was my dad.
Wow.
Right? But I want to preface this because my dad is an amazing gentleman, the most hardworking, emotionally intelligent, intellectual person, the oldest of 10 children.
Wow.
His father, my grandfather, one of my mentors, was a plumber who wanted him to be a plumber or a construction worker, and he wanted to be a mechanic. And my dad is by far the most intelligent and brilliant mechanic that the region, and by extension a lot of people have ever experienced and seen. But he just saw where he saw. Fast forward, I went to school and I studied the same thing that my father told me not to study. Because in my very defiant mind, I've always been very defiant. Still defiant.
As creatives, we are
still defiant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we are
Defiant, like, oh, don't tell me what to do. In my mind, I walked away from that conversation like, you're not going to tell me what to do with the rest of my life. Point blank, period. He paid for it, but he didn't fully understand the extent of what I was doing until I graduated from college.
Well,
so imagine you dedicating that time and effort to make sure that your son, and not just me, my eldest brother, who was 6 years older than me, made sure we got a solid education. Whatever we wanted to do, fine. And then I come back, I finish graduation, I graduate, and I studied, I have a degree, a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in Multimedia Communications with a minor in Film and Television.
This is what the young people do now.
Okay, what is this?
It's clocking. It's clocking tea. It's
Clocking tea. Okay,
Uh,
okay, cool. Yeah.
This
I
is
did it, and I say all of that to say that my dad is my biggest fan to this day.
Wow.
There's not a article that I don't write. There's not a piece of work that I do. An interview. He is my biggest fan.
Wow.
He appreciates everything that encompasses the past decade of my life, working and building media and being the truest representation of not only the Virgin Islands but in the region. You know, because there was a point in my career where persons were like, "Oh, you up and down talking to all kind of people all across the region, down the islands. We have all kind of news here happening, and you don't talk about it." I've never seen news as the BVI government. I've never seen news as just Totola. News for me is anything that you could connect regionally and internationally that affects us here in the Virgin Islands. So
Wow.
that's how we started.
No, wow, that's a very, and I can kind of draw some sort of reference to it with my own story. I feel like people, specifically like some of my family members, didn't really support me when I was starting out, but once they saw that I was gaining traction and actually getting known within the industry, they're like, hey, let's actually support you.
And I want to say this too: it's okay that they don't support. It's okay that they may not be supportive in the initial instance. I just want creatives. I just want young young and upcoming distinguished gentlemen, because you've been a guest on my show.
Yes.
Do what the hell you gotta do. You don't need approval. You don't need somebody to tap you on your back and be like, Dikari, you need to do this, or this is where you need to go.
I think so. I think
you're gonna figure it out, and
So-
you're gonna get to where you need to get to, but you need to trust your own process.
I like that. I feel like some people crave the validation of others.
Yeah, and that's bullshit.
And I totally agree. Like, I mean, like, you, man, if we get into that, people gonna hate us. And at the same time, I don't really care. But like, you have to stop caring about what people think. Like,
Absolutely,
I don't really, because like, if you really care about what everybody think, you're not going to get anywhere in life. Because at the end of the day, not everybody gonna like you.
Correct. Yeah.
So to try and please everybody,
Totally.
I gotta get this like, I gotta get this follow. It's not going to be beneficial to you in the end. Let's switch and talk about your journey with 284 Media. You recently parted ways with them. I saw your farewell video, and Ron, I cried tears. I'm gonna lie to you, I cried tears. I mean, like, how was it like working for 284 Media and, you know, shaping the way Virgin Islanders receive news?
I like the way you said shaping the way Virgin Islands view news, because when we started this journey, I was a high school teacher. I taught English and literature, and I'm still into education, but I left my job in education, and I remember resigning from the Elmore Start High School and having a conversation with a friend, and they were like, "What are you doing? You gonna leave a good government job? You's an idiot." It was pathetic. They was totally aggravated and like, "What are you doing? Why would you do that?"
Yeah.
And I remember the individual saying, "What if it doesn't work out?" And I looked at them and said, "What if it does?"
They wasn't ready for that. They wasn't ready for that question.
Not only weren't they ready for the question, they weren't ready for the reality of the hard work that I was willing to put in, and I have put in for almost 8 years, in bringing the standard of media to the point that it is now.
Wow.
Truth be told,
Wow.
2 election series, just for the record, interviewing every single candidate who was running for election, whether they were independent, VIP, NDP, it didn't matter. Getting them to come. The Order of a Distinguished Gentleman, 7 seasons, a show that I created.
7 seasons.
A consistent news product. Every night you had news. Whether I like the news that I was talking about or not, you
were consistent. You were consistent
Okay.
with it. Yeah.
Okay, whether I was in a good headspace or not, whether I was sick, I had the flu, you were gonna get the delivery of its consistency.
Wow.
And I think that that's what's missing in our culture, especially when it comes to creatives.
True.
A
No,
lot of
that's
people
true.
like to say, "Oh, I can do this, I can do that," or I want to be in this space, or I'm into creative, or I'm into media. What was the last piece of work you published?
Wow.
What was the last article you wrote?
I feel like you're attacking me now, Ron. Man.
No, I telling creatives all across the Virgin Islands. You ever see a battle of Mabi?
Yeah.
You drink Mabi?
Yeah, drink
You had
Mabi.
Mabi?
Yeah.
So they said
Mm-hmm.
all froth and no Mabi. That's what they say.
Wow.
This is Mabi. This is actual Mabi that you're gonna drink. The rest of it is froth. You can't be all froth and no Mabi. If you're gonna be about something, if you're gonna do something, you're gonna give your best and you're gonna put your name to it, which is what I've often really strived for. If you see Ron Grant on an article, if you see Ron Grant doing anything, best believe we're gonna give it all or nothing.
As you should. No. As you should. And as I say, I feel like you attacking me because like I'd be like, yeah, man, the carry, we're gonna do this.
I ain't attacking nobody. I
You know, you're speaking the truth, and the truth hurts. That's why I feel like you're attacking
I want
me.
everybody else to receive it and listen to it. Yeah.
But like yeah, a lot of creatives, even me myself, I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Tutu was like, man, I'm gonna do that later. But the reason that the people who are high up in society or within their industry are where they are right now is because they are consistent. And sometimes I'd be like, man, I wish I was where he was or where she was. But at the same time, I'm not putting enough work as that person is.
It
So
takes a lot of hard work.
it really does.
A lot of hard
And
work, yeah.
I think social media has shifted the way how we view things. We want the fast life. Like, I want to wake up tomorrow to $1 million. Like, that's not going to happen.
It's tough. It's tough.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
At all. So what would you say is one of the most important lessons that you have learned in that whole journey with 284 Media?
I've learned a lot of lessons, to be very honest with you. But if I could, well, let me just say, in this present space and time of my life, there's some virtues. There's some virtues that really, they're sitting with me in this space and this time. That is acceptance and understanding. And those are the two most important virtues that I would say are resonating with me now. And I say that because, as you know, I'm transitioning in a different role. It's nothing that's a secret. But in preparing for this role and preparing for this transition, I've been surrounded by a lot of grief. The loss of my father-in-law, or my father-in-love, as I would refer to him. And then most recently, a very dear friend of mine for the past 10 years, Glenn Harrigan, who battled illness. So those virtues of acceptance and understanding, and really sitting in the process of knowing that, and everybody has their process to carry. Everybody has their moment of trust, whether it be your parents, your mom, your friends, your girlfriends, your homies. But for me, my trust and my entire being is grounded in the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
And I make no mistake about it. I'm unapologetic about it.
As you should.
And yeah, I swear earlier, but it's my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, the author and finisher of my faith. And there's nothing that I've done, there's nothing that I do that I don't sit with the Holy Spirit. And even in moments of just uncertainty and grief, and moments of not understanding or not knowing where, how, the direction. That's what faith is about.
It is.
And I'm so grateful for that journey. So, understanding and acceptance. But trusting the process and understanding that I'm the prize.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like
I
that.
am the prize.
I like that.
Personally, professionally, as a as a husband, as a father, as a son, as a brother, I'm the prize.
I like that.
What?
Clock it.
You could take that to the bank, and you could ask any of the people around me.
Wow.
Ron Grant, and the names might change. It might be Ron, it might be Uncle Ron, it might be Daddy, it might be Papa, it might be Alonso, but they could take that to the bank.
Wow. And cash it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow. Ain't no bunks.
We got a lot of that going around, by the way. Bounce checks.
A lot of
if
bounce
I know
checks.
people,
Call no name.
pay up. Let's go.
Anyways, we recently, well, it is recent. 7 seasons.
Yeah.
of the art of a distinguished gentleman. 7 seasons, nominated for a Vicon Award and won.
Yeah.
7 long season across how many years?
Almost 8 years. Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
This year actually, I was scheduled to, and my team they're still upset with me. I was scheduled to launch my 100th episode of the Order of Distinguished Gentlemen, and my promise to my team was I was going to be the 100th episode.
Oh.
Because over the years, people have been asking me like, you could be the guest,
Yeah.
and I've just been like, I've shied away from it, and this time I was like, okay, cool, and then opportunities came about, and I just, yeah, but it's
Wow.
still on the table. We could still do it. Tweet for media, obviously, that's my family, that's my heart, that's my home. So,
I feel you. So, when you heard the Art of Distinguished Gentleman being called on that stage as a Virgin Islands Icon Awards winner, what was going through your mind? Like, how did you feel in that moment?
Just grateful, to be honest, and humbled. I think one of my greatest blessings is having persons say to me, man, we've met so many people through your show. We've met so many amazing people through your show. And I've had persons come to me and be like, oh, you only interviewing a set of young people, the young boy. And I've respectfully said to them, yeah, because you had your time. My greatest blessing, my greatest give back to my generation is presenting the best and brightest of my generation or thereafter. I don't want to hear about, no, I ain't call no names, but there are a lot of people who could be on the show, but they've made it, they've been there, they've done that. Have a seat.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Definitely.
Okay? Because outside of it, we're not giving a platform to respectfully present the Kari Wheatley. We're not given an opportunity to meet the musicians, the persons who are really shaking and moving the Virgin Islands in remarkable ways. So it's my platform, it's my gift,
It's your intellectual
my
property,
entire
yes.
creative host. So I can interview who the hell I want to interview.
I mean,
and I
it's
choose
yours, yeah.
and I choose the best and brightest of my generation, and that happens to be my generation and a bit younger, just a little bit older. And my proudest moments is just having people meet new gentlemen, young distinguished gentlemen, because you have a lot of shows, the Kari, and no disrespect to the women, but they have their platform, and I feel like it's a little bit easier. You have the talk shows. Nah, you have the narratives out there, deadbeat dads, this. We live in a culture now where it's a set of robberies. We can't even do an interview, a podcast without a set of bike coming through, and like we have that culture. So let me give my space to create the positive of what is left within the Virgin Islands and the region and the diaspora. And outside of that, have people calling from the Cayman Islands, the Bahamas, like,
Wow.
when you can come to us. And I'm like, I ain't there yet because I want to sit down and talk to these people. So
Yep.
I'm gonna do it virtually. So yeah.
What would you say inspired the idea for you to create the Art of a Distinguished Gentleman?
A really good question. Is our clothing line? Yeah.
Expand.
Our clothing brand. So when I graduated from high school, I applied for a trade license, and the name of the trade license, a male clothing store, was Distinguished Gentleman.
Okay.
Right? And it was all around tailored suits, just ties, well presented, because that's always been me. Shortly after graduating and establishing that trade license, I went to school. When I went to school, one of my first major assignments was the creation of a blog. And so I stuck with the concept. So the blog was Distinguished Gentleman. And I would interview persons like yourself, show you how to tie a tie. Sorry.
Good.
I would interview persons like yourself, show you how to tie a tie. We would match our socks, our belt, that type of stuff. Just etiquette. Really establishing what it meant to be a gentleman. And then I started doing experiments. I lived in San Francisco for almost 10 years. And on the days that I had to go to college or do presentations, I would be dressed in a shirt and tie, jacket and tie. And I would get the nods, the good mornings, the hellos, hi sir, the winks. And on the days that I was just feeling like shit,
Just
I
regular.
would wear a wife beater, um, basketball shorts, Crocs socks, and I would get the women clutching their purses.
Wow.
I would get persons, because this was just after the Trayvon Martin era.
I don't even know who Trayvon
Right.
Martin is, but
Ooh.
yeah, a young bad.
Ooh. So this was just after Trayvon Martin, a young man who was just having a Skittles in his hand. He happened to be wearing a hoodie, and he was walking home.
Okay.
And he was gunned down. He was murdered.
Oh.
So even in that space, shortly after that, on the days when I would wear a hoodie, it was literally it would make you cringe.
Wow.
So I started to do experiments, literally, and I would see the difference where it's the same person, but on one day, I would get the nods, the hellos, the good, all of that stuff, and the other day, women would clutch their purses. They would walk on the other side of the street,
Wow.
or they would even in a bus switch.
Wow. So
And
how was that like for you? Like that experiment?
I took it as an experiment.
Oh, so you didn't take it away?
It was hurtful in many cases. But everything for me is a teachable moment. Everything for me in life is, what are we gonna leave this room understanding and growing from, even in grief. Okay, Ron, what are we gonna get out of this? And for that, it said to me, you are going to be the best representation of yourself to the world.
Okay.
And so the blog came up, and I did that. Fast forward 10 years after, moving back home, building and creating To It For Media with the BVI Cable TV team, we needed content. And I stuck with it, the same thing, except I added the art of a distinguished gentleman versus just distinguished gentleman. And that's where the series and the show came about.
Wow.
And one of my proudest moments, I'll tell you this, Dakari, I got an email. Well, it was a call force, a couple calls. And I don't like to answer foreign numbers, but I'd answer them. But in some cases I'm busy, and I keep getting calls from this number until I got emails. And simply wanting to let me know that the Art of a Distinguished Gentleman was voted in the top 35 gentleman podcasts worldwide.
Wow.
Not ever thinking that little old 25 square miles.
Yep, on the map.
The little boy from Bargersby.
Wow. Wow. That is
I appreciate
inspirational.
it. Yeah, and good stuff. And I think it's done its job, and I think it will continue to do it wherever the universe and the Holy Spirit has it to go. Yeah.
Wow, man, that's a very inspirational story. I mean, wow. So Ron, what type of legacy do you hope to leave on not just the BVA but the world at large?
It's a really good question. And we often asked about legacy. We often asked about how we want to be remembered. And those are tough questions. Because if you asking me how I want to be remembered or what my legacy is, that means that we're shit being gonna be here forever.
That's true.
And that's something that we need to sit with. But at the end of the day, the world at large will know that Ronn Grant, when fuck around, he was about his discipline. He was about his people. He was about the gift of giving to others. And I think that's most important, giving back to your community, really pouring into people and really contributing to the society that you were raised in. People talk about being a village, but then you also have to be a village to others. In this day and age, people like to talk about being friends. Oh, this is my crew, this is my this. Do we understand that in order to have good friends, you must first be a friend? You must first be a good friend. Those are the things that I would like to be remembered by. Legacy of love, the gift of articulation and honesty and truth, whether you like it or not. One of the things over my career, being in a small community, is people like the truth, but they don't like the truth when it's about them.
Oh, now say that again, Ron. You got to.
No, seriously.
You got to say that. No, you got to say that again.
everybody wants the truth.
True that.
Not when the truth is about them. So you would write an article, you would write a story, and everybody and the mother want to call everybody and take that down, and that's fuck out of here.
Tutus, no.
There is
if
nothing.
it's about Saul, you know.
There is
If it's
nothing.
about-
There is
come on.
nothing inaccurate about the story, but it's about you. It's the truth about you. It's the truth.
Say it, Ron.
Oh, your father teach me. I went.
But what I gotta do with me?
I doing my job. I am doing my entire job.
Nah, but
And
Ron, no,
and
Ron.
no, my entire job is to be a service to the community and tell the truth.
But Ron, what they father teaching you?
Nothing.
God, do Alright, fam.
That's the point of look.
I hope that's not your story, you know.
It is a true story. It's been the story of my life for almost the past 8 years. People, they are aggravated by your narrative when it affects them. Talk about the carry, but don't talk about me.
Wow.
And
that's true.
The carry, listen, the carry get arrested for whatever. Cool. The carry face. Plastered. John Doe. Hey, even before the story come out, my cousin and a little thing, you know, a little situation, you know.
True that.
Me, you know what you gonna do? What I gonna do about it? Me, fuck.
Man, Ron, I like this unfiltered version of you. No, I love it actually. No, I love it.
The rest of the world gonna like it, but we gonna be alright.
No, they're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
They're gonna be fine.
It's
Tell a man click off if they don't want to see it.
It
know what I'm
comes to do with the authenticity of just being a truth teller and the narratives when it comes to news, especially honest and impartial. And that's one thing that I've really dedicated my entire career to. It doesn't, like, even when the stories. I remember publishing a story about one of my good friends, my best friends, arrested and charged. And the minute I release it, a good friend of mine were like, I couldn't run, oh. I can't believe you do that. They would have to fire me. That my friend. Queen. I walk in.
Wow.
The narrative continues.
But that actually leads me into one of my next questions, and this is more of a question I want to ask you for myself, and not really for the viewers. I mean, the viewers can take inspiration from it as well, but how do you stay grounded in yourself? How do you continue to be yourself while being in the public eye? Because I think I struggle with that sometimes. It's like you're in the public eye, you're here, you're doing this, you're doing that. Everybody got something to say about you, but how do you still be yourself at the end of the day?
It's annoying. It's frustrating. It takes a toll on you mentally and physically, but you have to be able to. For me, one of the benefits, and I think it's a craft that I've created. I compartmentalize. So you might message me, and my phone is not gonna go ding 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 ding. I don't have notifications on my phone. It's not going to go off. Even being in use, I don't have social media. I've not had a social media account for almost 20 years. I have a LinkedIn account, one LinkedIn account, and then recently, with my recent award for the top 35 distinguished gentlemen podcast, some persons close to me said you should create a social media page, and I said, okay, well, I could consider Instagram. Yeah. And I did that, but you can't reach me.
Wow.
If you want to get to me, you either have my number or you meet me on the block or down the road or wherever, face to face, and have a conversation with me. I want my space. When you see me with my son, you see me with my wife, I'm a lover of all things people, but you're going to respect my space.
And that's true.
And I'm not compromising it at any cost.
As you should.
And I believe that is where you draw the line when it comes to public life, whether it's social media or politics, and genuinely also to be sincere, because what we see, what's portrayed is not really what it is. So you have to be able to kind of separate that from life. And I'll tell you this, Dakari, one of the hardest things for me over the past almost 10 years of working in media and being the face of news is that there were no off days. So there were days when I remember one day my mother called me, and my mom was like, "Hey, I need you to come
your time.
I'm hearing everything.
Take your time.
My mom called me one day and she said, hey, are you busy? What are you up to? I need you to come to the garage. I was like, hey love, cool, what's up? What's going on? I said, I'm getting ready to prepare for the newscast. And she was like, I really, really need you to come because granddad has passed away. This is my grandfather. And I need you to tell daddy. So I left the office and I drove up to the garage and I sat and embraced my father and told him that his dad, who was his mentor, had passed away. And that was one of the most difficult things I had to do. But that wasn't even the most difficult part. The most difficult part was getting him from there, taking him home, and driving my vehicle and going to read the fucking news.
I don't think I could have done that right now.
Cause wait, hello.
No, because like that's your grandfather too. Not only did you have to comfort your dad,
and there've been a lot of other moments. COVID was one of those. Having to speak about people that I've lost on news, I would never forget this. This was early on. I got a call one day. Oh, somebody got found on the side of the road. Cool, no problem. And still waiting on initial information, because there's a culture where you want to be the first, but you don't want to be inaccurate. It's important, and I that would be my advice to anybody who's into media or news. Like, there's a rush to be quick, breaking, get your shit right before you put anything out, right? Cool. Check your sources. So I sat. And at that time, I used to go to the office really, really early. And this was about 7 p.m., 8 o'clock. I checked my sources, and it was a co-worker of mine that I worked with for about 2 years at Trident Trust. One of the most beautiful souls that I've ever interacted with, but somebody that was close to me. So that was a night, and I let it sit. I didn't do anything. I didn't touch it. But time was against me. So first thing the next morning, when I got to the office about 7:30, I had to write the story. And I never forget sitting at my desk writing a story about my friend who was raped and murdered and left on the road to die, and bawling like a mother skunt. Because there was nobody else there to write the story. We had just started out. It was just me. News got to read. And I have to write the story about my friend. And then write it is one thing.
and you gotta say it.
And I still have to sit at the desk and read it. So, but it's been a hell of a ride.
Ronn, I just gotta say you're strong, man.
It's been a hell of a journey.
No, you're
it's been a hell of a it's been a hell of a ride, and I think that whatever you do, be true to self. Everybody don't want to wear their emotions on their sleeve, and that's okay. This is perhaps one of the most vulnerable moments that I've participated in. Even on my own show, I don't think I've ever been this direct and very honest. So yeah.
No, we love it. We love it. Man, you are strong, man, bro. I don't think I could have really, like being in some of the situations that you're telling me about. I'm like, I don't think I could have done what you did. I don't think I could have. Nah, man, I just gotta give you your props. And I don't think people really understand the level of dedication you need to have for your craft in order to be that grounded and still have that level of output despite what's going on in the outside world.
Because it's not a job, it's a lifestyle. And you have person to be like, hey, you got nothing for me to do? I could hold a camera, or I could help you read the news. Nah, no, you don't want to do it. You're not serious about it.
It's in it for the pitch. That's
you like what you see, but no. Yeah.
So you talk about your family a lot. I see that you are a family man. Uh, do you think family is important to not just people, but to young men in society? Do you think family is important?
Absolutely.
Mm.
The family would essentially be for me, the cornerstone. It is the foundation. It is really where everything starts. That's really your best representation of family.
Mm.
My parents have been married for almost 50 years. And that's where I've gotten what I know of my understanding of family. And I think it's an honor and a privilege to be able to experience that.
Mm.
And people talk about the village, but it really takes a village. It totally takes a village. And yeah, I'm transitioning. I'm heading off to something new and different. And for the meantime, I'm going to be leaving my family. And that's a weird space to be.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a different space to be, because my son is 4. He's a toddler, and yeah, navigating how he's going to do without having me in his space and waking up and being like, "Dad, I want a baba," or this, I need help with my homework. He's so excited heading into kindergarten, and be like, "Dad, I have homework," and like, yeah, you young men need their fathers, young women need their fathers, we need each other. Like it's imperative that we understand that we need the support, and you're not always going to agree. Just like I talked about my dad earlier, you can't tell me what to do. I don't want to be a mechanic. I don't want to get my hands dirty, but you're still gonna love and respect and understand and show me love and show me with your blessings. So family is everything. It is absolutely everything, and I believe that is where perhaps we need to come back to. And I don't mean it in the sense that it has to be a physical, your mother, your father, but I remember there was a time when you could, if you were doing something wrong, like, you would be in a lot of trouble.
You said the person on the road beating your ass.
Yeah, no, it really was a thing, it would be a situation, and you don't have the luxury of that anymore, because how dare you? Even as a teacher, that's one of the reasons I left education, because I was a heavy disciplinarian. And you're doing your best to really pour into the next generation, but you're not allowed to do it because you're only giving such limitation. Because I can't. How dare you tell the carry that he needs to do this or he needs to do that?
That's my child. You can't say you can't say this about my child. This down.
So then I can take out my gloves and have at it. Have the at it. And I think that's what we're seeing of the representation.
And I definitely could see the shift, because back when I was in primary school, I think that was really like the closing to that era, because teachers used to be like, open up your hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, open up your hand. Is either that, or you stand on one leg with a book on top of your head and you're counting to 500. Like, I feel like the reason that the Virgin Islands is where it is today is lack of discipline. I mean, not just lack of discipline, but there's such a lack of a lot of things. Lack of family presence, lack of fathers, lack of family, lack of discipline. And as you said, we are seeing the result of our actions.
Aftermath of that, yeah, totally.
You reap what you sow, and we sow in the wrong fruit. But it is what it is. Let's transition into something a little bit
Sure.
more fun before I let you go, Ron. For the younger people of the Virgin Islands, whether it be male, female, man, woman, boy, girl, what is a piece of advice that you would give to any Virgin Islander? Just about anything. It could be any piece of advice, nothing specific.
Respect yourself, first and foremost. Respect yourself, trust your process. And everything else is for the birds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All that bullshit is for the birds.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to finish this sentence for me. In 5 years, Ron Grant will be. It's a good one.
I
In
love
5
that.
years, Ron Grant will be.
Ooh. Secretary of State,
Okay.
diplomat,
Okay.
Speaker of the House,
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speak it into existence.
Yeah. Manifestation.
As you
Where
should.
I am now has been a process of manifestation.
Mm.
Where I'm going has been people are surprised now. A lot of people are like, "Oh my God, I'm so proud of you," and I get it, and I'm respectfully, I really am like, "Thank you so much,
Mm.
bitch." I been down there. I done in my mind. I've been there.
Wait, come again, Ron. Come again. Come again. No. Come again. Come again, Ron. You know what I'm saying? You got to like the young people. You got to like the young people.
Yeah. It starts with you.
Wow.
Let the rest of the world catch up.
Ooh.
Sincerely, let them catch up.
Mm.
You can't wait for everybody to tell you that's what you gonna do.
Mm.
No.
Actually, I was in New York 2 weeks ago for CultureCon, and
I'm happy that you experienced it.
Man, look, it was amazing. I'm not
Been
gonna
there,
lie to
done
you.
that.
It was amazing.
Beautiful black people, creatives from all over the world,
Definitely.
just having an amazing time. And
Definitely.
a huge VI delegation
Nah, I think it was about like 20, 30 of us. Like,
kicking it, of course.
Nah, shout out to kicking it.
Good
Most
for
definitely.
you. Good for you.
And going back to one of your points, Taraji P. Henderson.
Yes.
She was.
Henson,
It's
yes.
Henson. My
yes.
bad.
Taraji P. Henson.
Taraji P. Henson.
She would be annoyed if you messed up her name.
Apologies. But she was speaking on one of the panels. It was her and another person, I can't remember, and she said this: "Are you going to let the world tell you who you are, or are you going to tell the world who you are?" And she was basically saying that because she said she noticed a lot of black creatives kind of being in the space of the same validation thing, like I want validation from this person, person. You can't.
I think it's human nature too.
It really is, but I don't want people to stress off of the fact that they need someone to tell them who they are.
Yeah, tap on the back, because you're not always gonna get that. Yeah.
You have to tap your own self on the back. You gotta be like, okay, I may not have gone how far I wanted to go, but look at where I am now compared to where I started. And yeah, man, like once she said that, it just stuck with me. And like, wow, this is the last question I gotta ask you, Ron. It's a serious question.
Talk to me.
Out of every tart that has ever graced these islands,
Oh, I hate that stupid fucking question.
we call the Virgin Islands.
I hate that question. Why is there even a tart? Oh,
Hold on.
eat what tart you want.
No, hold on.
Eat what you want. Why is there tart?
What is the best tart?
I enjoy guava. I could. You know what I really do like though? I like a half and half.
Okay, half and half a tart?
But I want, you see that half where it meet half coconut and I ain't being sarcastic. Like literally, if
the half.
yes,
That's okay.
I want that slice.
You know, I think you put me onto something because I never hear somebody say that.
And
they
it's
had
delicious.
half a tart.
Yeah, I think the
Wow.
most disgusting one is, I love a guava berry rum, but you see a guava berry
Now, guava berry
tart.
tart nasty. And I was in school that day, we were talking about it. Man, a man give up guava berry tart. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't even eat guava berry as a fruit. And
No, yeah, it's disgusting. But yeah, that would be my thing. Yeah.
so a guava is your main.
Guava, yeah, and not guava jam tat, because there are some people who like to take, speaking to local businesses, who take the luxury of taking guava jam and putting it in tart. That's disgusting. What I'm speaking about is fresh guava off the tree. Yeah, guava tat.
I like it. I'm more of a coconut man myself, but so long as you didn't say pineapple, we were cool. You know what I'm saying?
That's disgusting as well, but yeah.
I respect. Man, Ron, I respect you.
And let's make it a national conversation. Let's not talk about the tat situation anymore.
Why though?
We have bigger issues.
We do have bigger issues.
We have.
but
You
I
want me to
think-
talk about some of the bigger issues? We have our roads,
Go ahead.
infrastructure.
Plateau City.
We have the lack of educational facilities. We have our entire economic situation and system that is crumbling,
True.
and ain't nobody talking about that.
Because I don't think people want to talk about.
Why though? But you want to talk about that?
People talk about things that.
How though?
It goes
How?
back to
How?
the truth. It goes back to the truth, Ron. Think about it, right? Would you if you knew Doomsday was approaching, would you want to talk about it or would you want to? Talk
Nigga,
about
I would
things?
prefer to be prepared.
Right now, myself. Me personally, Like, if I knew Doomsday was 50 odd years away, I wouldn't want to be actively thinking about, bye.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? We go into destruction in 5 years. Like, I would want to talk about the things that make me happy.
It give it. Me gonna say what I gonna say, but yeah,
Nah, say it.
Nah, yeah, cool. No.
You sure?
Yeah. We have to be proactive and not reactive. And I think there's a lot of that. We keep waiting on after the fact. No, we see an issue, we see a problem. Let's try to navigate it. Let's try to fix it.
I definitely feel you on that one.
Yeah, but we have a lot of issues in this country that we need attention to, and nobody really wants to
address them.
really address them and really have the hard conversations. Nobody really wants to sit in the rooms and ask the tough questions. Yeah, and we should seek to get to that point.
But why do you think that is? Why do you think we don't have these conversations?
Because we're punks. Yeah, we're punks. We don't want to address stuff, and it's only when it affects us or family or demographic or it in our yard. So let's talk about crime, right? Robberies and stuff going on. It's unfortunate. It's sickening, right? But many persons, they're not having conversation. They're not entertaining until it comes to their door, until they're affected by it.
That's
until
true.
Their mother, their father, or their business, or somebody close to them had it's just like, oh yeah, no. If it happens to the carry, it happens to me. We in one Virgin Islands,
we are one
and none
people.
of us deserves to live in fear.
That's true.
So address the problem, and then in addressing the problem, let's understand that perhaps there's some serious economic challenges that are perhaps unfortunately causing persons to stare to this
That's true.
type of lifestyle, and then address our sentencing or legislation. It's bullshit. 8 months. No, you want to hold a gun, a firearm, put a time on there. Address the legislation that really causes persons to think twice or 3 times before they actually go do some of the dumb shit they're doing. Even with our leaders and persons within a position of power, let them feel the brunt of, okay, like these are the ramifications, the repercussions. But we been making it a little too easy for persons to do bullshit.
I 100% feel you on that, and that was actually going to be one question that I was going to ask you about. Basically, just giving advice to these young people who seek a way of life through crime. I know many people commit crimes for various reasons. Like you said, economic reasons. Maybe they can't find a job or things like that. But my last question to you, Ron, is if you were to give just a word of advice to those individuals out there who are probably listening, what would you say to them? What would you tell them?
In general, let your spirit be a guide. Let your spirit be your internal guide. Understand your position, understand your power as not only a Virgin Islander, but a citizen of the world. I don't weigh much. A little maga thing.
Me too.
Similar to you, yeah. But that's just weight. When I consider the weight that I hold, the being that I am, the space that I take up in this universe, I had to think twice before I do or say certain stuff.
Wow.
And I think that I would encourage persons to also do that. Just understand your depth and your breadth to what you are bringing and can bring and contribute to this society. It is very, very important that you understand your contribution to the world. And like you asked me, what about legacy. When it's all said and done, what's gonna be said?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Ron, it has been a pleasure having you to start off season 2 of The Carry Unplugged.
Cool.
Season 2.
Respect, brother. Love and light. Congratulations to you.
Season 2.
And thank you so much for doing all of the amazing things that you do. Keep doing the damn thing.
Thank you.
I said this before, I'm going to say it again.
And likewise to you, whatever endeavor you may choose to go from now till the end of time, I'm wishing you the best, wishing you success in whatever you do. May God be with you. I know you're going to make us proud.
Thank you. Congratulations on the podcast.
All right. Thank you. Signing out, guys.